Good evening, my name is Paul Abrams, and I'm at Carter Vintage Instruments, and this is the first installment of some guitar lessons in a Jazz Blues series. I'm playing a Mark Lacey guitar here. It's a beautiful instrument, feels great, sounds great, easy to play, and they've got these here at Carter's. What I'm going to do first is what I was using for tools in that solo was I was using arpeggios and I was using the bebop scale. And so what we want to look at first is we want to look at this G7 arpeggio that I was using. And what happens with that is this. Okay, that's just a plain old G7 arpeggio. You'll see in some of your books too, if you're studying jazz or guitar stuff, they'll call them chord tones. We on guitar think of them as arpeggios, even if we're not playing all of the notes, because it's a shape that we're familiar with. After we play this arpeggio, then we're going to play a C7 arpeggio. Play a D7 arpeggio. Those are the three chords. And many of us, or I should say most of us, are familiar with the blues scale, the pentatonics, the blues scale itself. And that's kind of a one-size-fits-all scale, and that's a great scale. We love that. But as we're trying to grow and progress into more complex music, or even within the music that you're already playing that maybe doesn't have so many chords, we can do what we call chase the changes. So I could play off a G, C, G, C, C, G, D, C, G, D, and that's changing the chord each time, changing the scale shape each time, and trying to make it lyrical and musical and not have it sound like an exercise. The way that we accomplish that, so it doesn't sound artificial, is you want to concentrate on rhythm, because we have all right notes. We're not really looking for notes. They're all right notes. You can't make a mistake if you pick out somebody from that crowd and play with it. So what we can concern ourselves with is rhythm. So if I go do, boo, ba, boo, da, then I go on a G chord, it's no different rhythmically than if I go, because I still went. So what we're doing there is I'm singing that rhythm in my head. And if I went to C and did the same thing, it's going to sound pretty cool. Right? So I'm singing these rhythms in my head as I do this. And it's just the plain old jazz blues kind of rhythms that you're familiar with. So we're putting right notes on them. So if I went do ba ba do da do da. All of a sudden, when you add those extra notes to it, it's a simple rhythm, but all of a sudden it sounds pretty good.